Okay, so today we're going to be talking about mental math and the 3 strategies that we've come up with to get us through it. The first strategy that we're going to be doing is called decomposing. With decomposing, you take your 2 numbers, which today are going to be 85 and 35. We're going to be adding. You're going to take your number and split or decompose it into its tens and its ones. So for 85, you'd split it into 80 and 5, and for 35, you'd decompose it into 30 and 5. From there, you can choose whichever way that helps you get through the math quicker. So some people could go 5 plus 5, and you know that's 10, and then they might go 80 plus 30, which you know that's 110, and then from there, you can add those 2 numbers and go, okay, well 110 plus 10 is 120. And then you would know your answer. You could also go 80 plus 30 first, or 80 plus, and then 5 plus 5, and then work your way through it. It's really up to you how you want to move through it once you've decomposed it into your tens and your ones. 3. Our second strategy today is going to be called splitting. And with splitting, we're going to take the same 2 numbers, 85 and 35. And this strategy is different from decomposing because you can split the numbers into any way that you want. You could still go 80 and 5, but maybe over here 25 and 10 makes more sense to you, because then you can add the 5 plus the 25 and you get 30, and then 80 plus 10 and you get 90. And then from there, you know that 90 plus 30 is 120. Either way, the idea is that you can split the numbers into any way that makes sense to you. You don't have to split the tens and the fives like you did have to in decomposing. So maybe to me this makes more sense as 40 and 45 and 30 and 5. Maybe that makes more sense to me. So together we know that this is 70, and then we know this is 50, and then again in my head I will know that 70 plus 50 is 120. That's just another way that you could split these numbers, but say we had different numbers, maybe 65 and 25. You could do the same thing. You could do 30 and 35, and maybe 15 and 10. It really doesn't matter. The idea is that you can split it up whichever way that makes sense to you, and maybe that's the easiest strategy for you because you can decide which way to break up your numbers. Okay, so the third strategy that we've come up with is called jumps of 10. And how we do jumps of 10, I'm sure you guys can guess, is we're going to start with our original numbers of 85 plus 35, and we're going to create a number line. And this number line would be in our head, but we're just going to show it just so that it's clearer. So on our number line, we're going to start with 85 because that's the larger number, and it makes more sense to go from 85 and add 3 jumps of 5 or 3 jumps of 10 rather than start with 35 and do 8 jumps of 10. So we're going to start with 85, and we're going to make our jump of 10 to 95, and then we're going to make another jump of 10 to 105, and then we're going to make one last jump of 10 to 115. And so now we've done 1 jump of 10, 2 jumps of 10, and 3 jumps of 10. And this takes care of our 30, because now we've added 1, 2, 3 tens, which is 30. From there, we're going to add our last little half jump of 5, because we still have to take care of our 5 in the ones place. So now that we've done our 3 jumps of 10 and our 1 jump of 5, then we're at 120 because we went from 115 to 120. So in our heads, this is going to be more simple than some of the other ones for other students because they can just keep adding 10, and 10 is an easy number to add in your head. So let's do another example. Let's do 45 plus maybe 65. So although our equation is written with 45 first, I'm going to start with 65 because it's our larger number and it's going to make more sense to start with 65 when we're doing it. So on our number line, we're going to think, okay, so I'm going to start with 65 and then I'm going to make my first jump to 75, which is our jump of 10, and then another jump to 85, which is our next jump of 10, and then 95, and then 105. And I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. So now that we've done our 4 jumps of 10, which takes care of our 40, that was 10, 20, 30, 40, then we're going to add our next jump of 5. So plus 5, and it's going to be 110 because we only did a half jump to take care of our 5 in the ones place of our 45. So now we've done our jumps of 10 and our jump of 5, and we know that 65 plus 45 is 110.